Now on Good Morning El Paso, after a 6-hour SWAT standoff, a man is behind bars and he may be familiar to you. And frightening moments outside of Brussels airport, police avoiding what could have been another tragedy for the city. 4 gun control measures fail in the Senate. Most Senate Democrats aren't shocked, but they are frustrated. Now, what's next?
Live, where news comes first. From the Mesilla Valley and Las Cruces to El Paso and the borderland. This is ABC 7's Good Morning El Paso.
Rise and shine, and a very good morning to you, El Paso, Las Cruces, and Juarez. I'm Stephanie Valle. Hillary Florin is off today. It is 6 o'clock on your Tuesday. Time to get things started with our forecast, and Nicole Gomez has that. Hi, Nicole.
Good morning, Stephanie. The forecast looks great if you're stepping out right now. Clouds and radar showing us that we're not tracking any rain, just a few clouds moving through the region. And our temperatures are also nice and comfortable. So great start to your Tuesday morning. Our storm outlook for today, still not looking too good for us here in El Paso and Las Cruces. Although we need the rain, good news is the rain will return to the 7-day forecast. We'll talk about that a little later. But if you are interested in running to some rainfall, the slight chance will be around Silver City, the Gila region, out towards the west, where most of the rainfall is currently falling. So right now, just tracking a few clouds. Coming up in just a few minutes, we're going to check on those current temperatures if you're stepping out right now, and your neighborhood ABC 7 WeatherNet sites. That's all coming up, Stephanie.
Okay, thank you so much, Nicole. And now to round-the-clock news from Far East El Paso. 4 people hospitalized after a rollover. It happened around 2:30 this morning on the 4300 block of Flagler. According to the sheriff's office, there were 5 people inside the vehicle. Several of them were ejected, 4 of them taken to the hospital with unknown injuries. New information this morning on the 5-hour standoff in West El Paso. It started just after 7 last night when police were looking for a wanted man. The suspect is Benjamin Ritter, and this morning he's behind bars. Ritter is well known in the local fitness community. We have Good Morning El Paso's Denise Olivas live with more information. Denise.
Good morning, Stephanie. And just a search of his name, and I immediately found a Benjamin Ritter's business website that offers personal training and nutrition plans. He was also, though, wanted for an outstanding warrant on aggravated robbery. And that is what led police to this area here in West El Paso. They were looking for him to place him under arrest. Just a week ago, he appeared on El Paso's Crime Stoppers Most Wanted list.
We attempted to make contact with him, at which time he locked himself inside the residence. And because of the information that we had that he was possibly armed, the SWAT team and the crisis management teams were called out.
And again, after 5 hours, police say that he surrendered just after midnight and confirmed that he was unarmed. Ritter's Facebook page says that he is a certified personal trainer, and if he sounds familiar or possibly even looks familiar, that's because he's made several appearances on local media stations, including ABC 7, and even appeared frequently on the radio station KVIA.com, offering those fitness plans and also offering his services. But this morning, he remains behind bars. For now, we're live in West El Paso. Denise Olivas, ABC 7.
All right, Denise, thank you for that new information this morning. A man is in custody after an early morning security alert at a major shopping center in Brussels. The security operation was launched following an alert about a suspicious package. Authorities say a man called police threatening to blow himself up outside the mall. No explosives were found, though. Belgium has been living under a high threat level since the November attacks in Paris and the attacks on Brussels transportation services in March. We have new insights into what happened during the Orlando nightclub massacre. Yesterday, the FBI released some of the conversations with the gunman. At 2:35 a.m., 30 minutes after the first shots, the shooter called 911, calling himself an Islamic soldier and hanging up. Over the next hour, calls from negotiators as the killer claims there was a vehicle outside that had some bombs. He said, "You people are going to get it, and I'm going to ignite it if they try to do anything stupid." No explosives were ever found, though. The Department of Justice released the entire transcript, but refused to release the audio of the 911 calls out of respect for the victims. Just more than a week after the Orlando shooting, the U.S. Senate voted on 4 gun control measures. 2 were sponsored by Republicans, 2 by Democrats, but all of them failed. ABC's Lauren Lister has more from Washington.
In Orlando, more tributes to victims and candles lit to help the city grieve and heal, while in Washington,
the motion is not agreed to.
Senate lawmakers take on 4 pieces of gun control legislation, not one receiving the 60 votes necessary to pass.
The Orlando attack again exposed a dangerous loophole in our law.
A measure from each side was aimed at keeping suspected extremists from acquiring guns. People like Orlando shooting suspect Omar Mateen, who had been on the FBI's radar before and pledged allegiance to ISIS during the attack. One plan was aimed at blocking the sales, the other at delaying them, but requiring a court action to block.
Our colleagues want to make this about gun control when what we should be making this about is the fight to eliminate the Islamic extremism.
The other dueling defeated proposals were taking aim at background checks. In response to the votes, lawmakers frustrated but not shocked.
I think they were the same votes we had before and the same outcome, so I wasn't necessarily surprised.
Shame on you. That's what the American people are shouting at the Senate of the United States today.
After the votes, Hillary Clinton releasing a one-word statement, enough, followed by the names of the Orlando shooting victims. And gun groups on both sides, the NRA and gun control advocates, united in attacking the Senate. Looking forward, a small group of senators is now working on a bipartisan compromise bill. Lauren Lister, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, the El Paso School District is set to vote on a proposed tax increase. If approved, the average homeowner would pay an extra $8.62 per year. The district says it's losing about 1,000 students every year. That equates to a loss of about $6 million in funding. But EPISD says it has a new plan in place to stop the bleeding. Today, the board will consider a $250,000 contract to hire the marketing and promotions firm Brand Era. The company has worked on similar campaigns with other school districts here in the state, in particular the Dallas-Fort Worth area. The meeting is happening today at 5 o'clock at the Education Center. That's at 6531 Boeing. It is now 6:07, time for weather and traffic on the 7s, and here's Nicole Gomez. Hi, Nicole.
Good morning, Stephanie. If you live across southern New Mexico, temperatures are nice and mild this morning. Sierra Middle School, we're at 74. At the New Mexico Farm and Ranch, if you live in that area, 78. Mesilla Valley Christian School, we're in the upper 70s. Right now at the airport in mid-70s, El Paso, east to northeast winds 6 miles per hour. A little cooler in Las Cruces at 72, and winds are calm this morning. Now your planner for this morning at 7 o'clock, we're at 75 degrees. By 11 o'clock, warmer temperatures in the upper 80s. But coming up in your full forecast, we're tracking the heat, the rain. We'll talk about what you can expect for this weekend, and if the rain will stick around. That's all coming up. Mauricio?
Well, Nicole, really good time to hit the streets right now for your morning commute. So we take a look at our traffic flows. Trans Mountain, the traffic we were seeing heading west on here is actually starting to clear up quite a lot. If we take a look at our current speed right now, we're at 37 miles per hour. 10 minutes ago, this section of Trans Mountain heading west was 12 miles per hour, so starting to clear up significantly. A look at some closures that might affect you later on. Currently closed right now is Glory Road, Oregon Street from Glory Road to Cincinnati. That's part of the streetcar closures that are coming up. They're actually going to be putting in some new rails starting Wednesday. Now, some lane closures that caused a lot of traffic yesterday on I-10 from Executive to Asarco. Left lanes are going to be closed 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. The same thing happened yesterday, and we saw major delays in their area, so be advised. But the good thing is that that ends today. Things will be back to normal on Wednesday. Now let's take a live look outside with our ABC7 TechStop cameras to that area, I-10 at Executive, and traffic is flowing really well right now. Coming up in 10 minutes, I've got a look at Las Cruces for you. Stephanie?
Okay, thank you, Mauricio. Well, crews battle one wildfire in California. The job just got more difficult. The new tasks at hand and how much land has already burned. Also, Mexico bracing for severe weather. Residents told to prepare for deadly conditions. It is 6:09, and this is ABC 7, where news comes first.